Hey guys, my name is Dave Barnett. I'm the Research Content Manager here at goHUNT. I work out of our Cedar City office, and today I'm going to be talking about my application strategy for this year. So for 2022, my application strategy is a little bit different than what I typically run on most years, and that's mainly because I'm in a position right now where I've burned a lot of points in Western states. So I'm sitting in a position where I either have little to no points in a lot of states, or I'm kind of in no man's land where I don't have enough points to draw the tags I'm after. So for this year, I'm going to be relying heavily on what are the tags that I can draw guaranteed at 0 points, what are my OTC options, what are some leftover tag options that I'm going to have. I do have a couple prospects for really good hunts that I'm excited about. In Montana, I've been building preference points for the last 2 years, so I do have to apply this year or else I'm going to forfeit my points. So I'm planning on an archery elk hunt in Montana and then a rifle deer hunt up there. Other than that, in my home state of Utah, I do finally have enough points. I should be able to pull a general deer tag this year, or I may jump into the dedicated hunter program. But largely outside of that, I have a lot of unknowns going into this year. This year, with not having like enough points to draw pretty much any tag in any state, my main goal that I'm looking to do is like producing as many points as I can for future tags, but also putting as many tags in my pocket as I can. So I still really want to obviously fill the freezer with meat, get out and enjoy the hunting situations that we're at. So with that, I'm really looking for like cool opportunity hunts this year, maybe like adventure hunts that I've always wanted to do, and I'm not losing anything because I'm not burning any points on these. I likely am going to be looking at like some antlerless hunts, basically just like the highest success I'm going to have while still putting points in my pocket for next year and years to come. Over the last few years, like getting out and doing a lot of out-of-state hunts, and in particular doing out-of-state hunts in like terrain types or for species that I'm not familiar with, has been like a really cool thing for me. Like I really enjoy exploring the West, so to speak. So kind of being in this position where I know I'm not going to burn any points, and I'm really like not out anything by drawing some of these hunts. Like it's kind of a cool slate that I have this year. I can really start exploring a lot of these little options that I may have been overlooking for years past. The last couple years, prime example, I've been going down to Arizona and hunting coos deer on a rifle tag you can draw for 0 points. I'm at a point now, like I've experienced what I want out of that hunt. I know what I'm looking for in another coos deer hunt. I am going to need more points, or I'm heading to a different area. So I'm kind of pulling back from that, but now I'm starting to look at, what other options are there. There's exotics you can hunt in New Mexico over the counter. You get into some of these opportunity states like Idaho with turnback tags, Nevada with the first come first serve. There's a lot of like open slate out there if you're willing to look for these opportunities, and that's largely what 2022 is going to be for me. The biggest thing I think we run into, and we see it all the time with our insider members, is people are buying points in states and they're really not using them. They're just buying points because you're supposed to be using them, and they're always kind of like waiting, for next year. Next year I'll go on this hunt. Next year I'll go on this hunt. But like the truth is, like, and we've published articles on this, like there's so much opportunity out there that you can do every single year, and that's kind of what I want to utilize this year to like really explore those options and see like. Typically, a hunt that's going to take 0 points to draw it takes 0 points for a reason. You're typically dealing with low game densities or a lot of private land or a lot of hunter numbers or something like that. But there's a lot of meat on those bones too. There's a lot of like little nuggets you can dig out, and a lot of it takes a lot of hard work. It's not like you're just going to roll in and there's going to be 190-inch bucks running around. So I'm really excited to kind of, jump into it from that angle. And I think that's one thing a lot of people need to think about is that like you don't need a primo tag to have a Western hunt. Like you can have a Western hunt on any tag. Even an antlerless elk hunt brings a hell of a lot of adventure for anybody that wants to take on the challenge. So the main thing I'd say is just be open-minded and be focused on putting tags in your pocket while at the same time building up to an area where you're going to have a really, really good hunt in the next couple of years.